I love the old SWAT theme song. The show from the 70s. Or probably the 70s.
Songs.
What's that?
I just kind of miss when shows had these over-the-top theme songs.
Yeah,
like
and if
the
you're
long intros and everything.
Yeah, if you remember the original SWAT, they rebooted it a couple years ago. It might still be on CBS. But the original SWAT, it was a lot of, they would do the credits at the front and all the actors. And a lot of them were just jumping off roofs. And I don't know if that's standard operating procedure for SWAT team. Is that how you SWAT?
That's how you SWAT. The reboot of SWAT is just them breaking into people's houses while they're playing video games.
Right. Battering ram. Yeah. It's a guy who has like a couple of late parking tickets, and they got the all-terrain cruiser out in front.
Just Twitch streamers getting swatted, and they're like, I didn't do anything.
Well, what do you think the record is? The current Guinness World Record for the largest game of hide and seek. It's not that old. It's only from 2014. The record still stands. It was 1,400 people at a textile company in China.
Oh. Was that?
They weren't playing.
Yeah, were they playing or were they fleeing?
They were hiding in the building. Well, they did not have their record broken by the current world record hide-and-seek attempt by a guy named Danilo Cavalante, who they finally caught in the woods of Pennsylvania. I have to admit, I wasn't really paying attention to this story. This is a guy who was already wanted in Brazil, where he's from, and he crawled out of prison. He like spider walked up a couple of crab walked. He crab walked in between two narrow walls, right, and up and over some concertina wire, and then ran off into the woods. And they had been looking for him, like every law enforcement resource that they had there outside of Philadelphia, about 30 miles west. They had the dogs out, and they had the drones and the choppers and the coppers and everybody out there looking for this guy. And they had initially said he was in prison only since 2021 for killing his girlfriend. So it's not like this guy had been on the inside for 30 years and he goes, I got to get the hell out of here. You know, he didn't Shawshank his way out. He didn't escape from Alcatraz his way out with a spoon. This is a dude who escaped on August 31st. They had over 500 agents looking for this guy. I always think of the people who are on duty at the prison when something like this happens. Because it's not like they pulled aside a poster and there was a hole in the wall, right? This guy crab walked up a couple of walls, hops over the razor wire.
Parkour.
And runs off. Yeah. And so they go, well, this guy's dangerous. But then a couple of days ago, he became armed and dangerous. The one situation where everyone in this country is armed to the teeth. If you knock on the wrong door and you're a homecoming queen, an old guy will shoot you with a 12 gauge behind the door and kill you. This guy breaks into a home. The guy living there pumps off a couple of rounds, doesn't hit the dude, I don't think, shot at him. The one time you want a guy to have good aim, this guy grabs a rifle from the dude's house and beats feet back into the woods.
Wow.
And so the pressure's mounting on a situation like this where they're like, there's 500 of us and we got goddamn drones and nobody could find this guy. He was hiding by crawling through the tall grass. And they finally sicked the canine dogs on him.
Well, didn't they catch his heat signature? Somebody didn't watch Predator. You gotta cover yourself in mud.
I could never be on the run or something like that because you run out in the middle of the woods and then think about like how much.
And you would poison yourself because you're just like, I'll eat a salad and then you start eating leaves.
Yeah,
the first salad he ever had, and it would be poisonous. Leaves of 3 are for me.
That's surviving. I wouldn't even get to that part. Like I'm talking about the running away part. Like running in tall grass. You know how many spiders and how many like rodents and stuff are in that tall grass? I'm not running and getting all that stuff on me. Like, absolutely not. I'm just going to lay there.
You're running for your life. Spiders are the least of your concerns. The guys trying to put a red dot on your forehead are the big concern when you're out there.
A phobia is not rational. I imagine I wouldn't be afraid of the guns. I would be afraid of the spiders. Like, I'm sure this guy has a fear of something. Like,
I feel like a phobia. I feel like a phobia is also a luxury, too. It's something when you don't have much else going on. You go, I have a phobia about.
I don't
If
think
you were,
so. If you're claustrophobic, then that's
if you
that's
were
not a luxury.
if you were running, yeah, but I don't think of. I take your point, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think of claustrophobia as an irrational fear. If you're in a really small space, your brain goes, well, we don't know how long we're going to be here. We could be here a long time. That's not an irrational fear. If
Being
you're
afraid
running
of-
for your life and you're worried about spiders,
If you're afraid of grass spiders, especially since I don't think there's a lot of spiders that, they tend to build webs and
they
the
are
webs,
pretty gross, though. Grass spiders.
Or walking through
Oh.
a web, though, that feeling.
Right. Well, we could also keep Poundcake in jail just by having webs instead of bars.
But I would rather be in jail. Like I'm like, screw it. I'm staying in jail. I get
Jail
meals.
actually would be kind of awesome for you. You would love it.
I have no responsibilities. I get 3
That's
meals.
not true. You have to,
have to
work in
work.
jail.
You're making license plates, homie.
Yeah.
Or what are they gonna do?
You're scooping. What are they going to
They're gonna
do?
put me
You're
in the
in
hole?
prison. Huh?
I'm serving my time. What are they gonna do? Put me in the hole?
What if they do?
Yeah.
Okay, then I get to be by myself in a dark room.
Yeah, but they take all your clothes and they like throw water on you.
And you
I'm
don't
pretty
get.
sure.
I was gonna
It's
say you
pretty
don't
miserable.
get. You don't get books. That'd be terrible
Yeah.
for me. Wouldn't bother you at all.
I'll toss off and talk to myself. Like I don't think it would be.
I
that
don't like
bad.
his life now.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but think of how many spiders are in the hole with you and you can't see them.
You can't be whacking off with spiders watching you.
Like,
Ooh.
they have 8 eyes
Oh no.
or 12 or
Oh, that's
something.
terrible.
More than 2.
More than 2 eyes. What is that? Is that a spider looking at me? This is not good at
I'll
all.
make some webs of my own.
You thought you
That's
could.
what I was waiting for. I knew that was going to happen. On
Ladies
their
and gentlemen,
anniversary
we are
of all days.
experiencing technical
So
difficulties. Please stand
disrespectful.
by.
Spider-Man, that hoe. You thought you couldn't get it up before until that spider shows up.
We will return to our regularly scheduled program momentarily. Please stay tuned.
All right. So anyway, so that PA manhunt is over. They found this dude bloodied. He was bitten, chewed up by that canine dog, and then they treated him there at the scene. But all these SWAT officers who didn't find the guy. The dog found the guy. There's 500 dudes out there
That's why-
in head-to-toe tactical gear, looking like a Proud Boys convention, and they send the dog in to find this guy.
Will you calm down?
Why didn't they send the dog in first?
Because all those people need to be paid.
Because it didn't catch the scent. They created like a human perimeter.
Yeah.
That's what they were doing.
Also, when you're saying all cops are bastards, remember, some of them are dogs, and they're good boys.
And they're the goodest boy, and they deserve all the stakes.
Mhm.
But imagine you are 18 months into a life sentence, and you go, I'm going to get up on out of here.
Might as well
do you
try.
want?
Why
Might as
not
well
try?
try.
I'll
Yeah.
try. I'll give it a good go.
His mother said that
You just said
No,
you
you-
wouldn't
I'm
run
saying-
for your life.
I'm saying-
I hate you.
you
No,
can't
I'm saying
pin him
if-
down.
I'm saying if I was him, like if I was in the scenario, if I'm him, white dude that's not afraid of spiders, then yeah, I would try. But me being Poundcake going to prison, oh, absolutely
Wait,
not.
if you were someone else, you would do it.
Yes, I'm
Right.
trying to think if I was him, I have a life sentence, I have nothing to lose. But
I'm
me,
not afraid of spiders.
I would not cry, I would not run in tall grass, so I would get caught immediately.
Tall grass.
So yeah,
Tall grass is
and I,
that's what he can't do it. I can't run in tall grass.
He'd be
And you're
knocking
not
on.
even running. You're just crawling.
He'd be knocking on doors of people in the neighborhood, and they'd be terrified with their guns. He'd go, no. I just want to know where your shortest grass is around here.
You got weed whacker.
Hey, man, you got.
yeah, I don't blame him for leaving. Like if you have a life sentence, you have nothing to lose. But I already told you, I would rub poop on myself and throw it at people so they think I'm crazy, and I go into the psych ward and get left alone. No one wants to.
He's got it all figured out.
No one wants to room with a guy who throws poop on himself.
Worked for Ted Nugent. So yeah, they caught this dude, but his mother is very much in his corner. She said that he grew up in Brazil with a terrible life. He is still wanted in Brazil, and his mom said that this was just his nature. My son is not a danger to the public. His whole life was suffering, growing up very, very poor in Brazil, having to. Now, that doesn't explain why you kill your girlfriend, but she said she's surprised that they caught him this quickly. Now, I want to know, and I didn't hear anybody talking about this, but I love this, and I want to know who it is, because it's got to be some internet dude or maybe a guy from a local radio show or something who worked his way into the reporter pool for the press conference and asked clearly a ridiculous question in the middle of all of the other normal questions. Did you see this video?
No.
The local sheriff there was giving his press conference. The statey Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens held a press conference to explain how they arrested the guy with no shots fired. And there were other people asking legitimate questions. And then one person asked a very, very strange question, and I want to know who this is.
I don't expect it to be for a very extended period of time, and again, at that point, he'll be transported to an SCI.
Sir, was there any concern that he would team up with another small man to step inside of a trench coat, Little Rascal style?
No.
Yes, because, people will go, hi, Fox News, hi, Jim Jones, CNN, whatever this guy. Is there any concern that he might find a smaller man, put him on his shoulders, and run around in a trench coat, Little Rascal style?
Hi, Poundcake, Alan Cox Show.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Stuttering John back in the day. Oh, boy, I love that. And the guy just goes, no. Who are you? Arrest that man. As soon as they're done with the presser, he just goes, no. So, yeah, I really want to know who that is. Of course, you might recall the scene from the film The Little Rascals it's probably 30 years old by now. I bet them rascals ain't so little anymore. And there was, of course, a classic scene where they need to get some money, and so they take out a loan.
My good man.
With George Wendt. Remember this?
Yeah.
Where they team up. I'll show you if you're watching the live stream here. And, of course, Randy Newman Short People is playing to really hammer the point home.
6 kids, hard-working father,
and they're walking in.
Loan denied.
Yep, Mel Brooks plays the loan officer when the kids come in.
Oh, my good man.
Gentlemen, have a seat.
They walk in looking like Amish people, right? They have fake long beards on. And
Are you kidding? We can't sit down, my good man.
Now, what may I do for you?
We want to take out a hefty loan.
Of course. Do you have an account with us?
And how?
Anyway, it goes from there, and
We can't sit down.
Well, because
They
they're
just play
sitting
through
on.
it? No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a reasonable thing to say.
The Little Rascals from 1994. So those kids are, let me do the math, older. And very exciting for them, too. I wonder how many free beers they get by going, I was in the Little Rascals. And they go, you don't look 107. They go, no, the 1994 Little Rascals. The other one. And did any of those kids remain famous? I wonder.
I don't know.
Kevin Jamal Woods played Stymie. He's all grown up. He's 36 years old. So they're all older. And you'd certainly like to think that they were able to spin
Bug
their...
Hall that played?
Bug Hall
He
played Alfalfa. Yeah.
I know he was in another movie with, I think he was in Meet the Stupids.
Okay.
with
Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold, yeah.
With Gwen's boyfriend, Tom Arnold.
Well,
Every time we see Tom Arnold, she hugs him and says hi.
Was it Meet the Stupids or?
Yeah, it was
just
the Stupids.
The Stupids.
Yep.
I've hugged Tom Arnold more than you've hugged Poundcake.
That's a crime.
You've hugged everyone more than I've hugged Poundcake. I have hugged him 0 times.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Tom Arnold is stupid, is what the big poster said. Stanley stupid. And the movie, shocker, a huge, huge bomb. I've never seen it.
What child actor was
John Landis directed it. Say what?
What child actor was in Better Call Saul recently?
Child actor.
All grown up.
Oh, Devin Ratray. He was Buzz in Home Alone.
Oh, okay.
And we just saw him in something else, but he got busted.
Isn't he in some sort of trouble?
He was in some trouble. He beat up his girlfriend or something.
Okay.
No, you're thinking of the older brother from Home
Buzz's
Improvement.
girlfriend. Oof.
Yeah, allegations December of 2021, he allegedly strangled his girlfriend in Oklahoma.
Because he was the only one that returned for the Home Alone reboot that they did with on Disney Plus.
Oh.
Okay. He was in that?
He was in that. He was the only original cast member that was in it, I believe.
You know why he was allegedly choking his girlfriend? Because she forgot to charge fans for his autograph. And then he assaulted her.
Woof.
We needed that $60, you idiot!
Yeah. I want my $2. Yep. So anyway, listen, it's not easy being a child actor. I know this. Gwen knows this. We were both child actors.
Uh-huh.
And it's difficult to really parlay that cuteness into adult life. Worked out much better for her than it did for me. My cuteness went away very, very quickly. But, yeah. So they got the guy in Pennsylvania. See, that's why I kind of waited to read about it, so I could read about it all at once, so it could have a story arc. I didn't want to just kind of pepper it through with the information. I wanted to know the beginning and the middle and the end. And that there were no shots fired, which these guys are bummed about. You know they're bummed. Why wouldn't they shoot this dude in the head? Like, I know the dogs found him, but one of the guys could have been like, whoop, there he is. And just start firing off into the woods.
There he is.
Whoop, there he is. Yes, whoop, there he is. And then off into the woods you go. Hey, whoop, there he is. Maybe because there's people around. Is that what it is? Yeah, they didn't want to go firing off.
500 of them.
Yeah, but I assume they were searching for him in a straight line.
Uh-huh.
Like, right? Isn't that how they do it? Standard tactical formation.
Yeah.
It's...
Like Revolutionary War soldiers.
Yes, exactly like that.
See, I always imagine them arm in arm like the sister witches on Hocus Pocus.
How are they holding
Hands
a gun?
across America?
Well, you have it holstered.
Oh.
So, yeah.
When you have magic, you don't need a gun.
You also think they're witches.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Well, even if you don't believe in witches, you can believe in their arm maneuvers, right?
Yeah, arm
in arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this conversation makes a lot of sense.
Well, it doesn't have to, like anything else. It doesn't have to make sense.
It's just funny.
It's just how you feel
picturing
about
people
it.
in tactical gear, arm in arm, doing their little weird. Because Poundcake, you remember how they were doing that weird step?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's almost,
and swinging their arms and legs.
yes.
Yeah.
Almost like they're marching.
Yep.
Alan, even Jurassic Park, they told people not to run into the tall grass because of the velociraptors. Right. And I know Poundcake believes that pterodactyls still exist, but A, they don't, and B, he's not running through Jurassic Park.
You can't prove that they don't.
History and anthropology can prove that they don't.
If something is not
I don't have
discovered,
to.
doesn't mean that they're not.
People did it for me a long, long, long time ago.
What if a pterodactyl came through a wormhole?
Well, this conversation doesn't make any sense. I don't know
I'm
how to
just
tell
trying
you.
to fit in.
Yeah.
It's fine when we do it, but when you do it, you sound dumb.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, you guys sound smart.
Well,
No,
that
we are
is
established as dumb.
theater of the mind
Oh,
is
okay.
what we like to call it.
All right.
We've all been well established as dumb people on the show.
Yes. It's our, God, what do you call it? I don't know. But that's what it is. Alan, when was the last time you saw a crab walk up a wall? Hey, don't kill the messenger, homie. I'm just, that's what people are calling it, and that's what I'm going to call it. A crab walk. Where you put your back up against the one wall. Maybe, isn't that what he did?
No,
Arm and leg?
leg.
Yeah. Maybe this will institute some kind of restructuring of penitentiaries. Make the hallways wider so people can't do that.
That'd be
Unless
the
you
first
get
thing I'd do.
you get a really tall inmate. And
I think it's probably cheaper to just oil up the walls.
you grease them up.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
grease them up.
Yep.
Great
and
job.
Yeah. Grease
What
up
do
those
you
walls.
do?
Then
I'm a wall oiler at the penitentiary. I walk up with my bucket
I'm a greaser.
and I'm a greaser.
What's
Yeah.
your
that wall
favorite?
greasy.
Not besides The Fugitive. What's your favorite fugitive movie?
The Fugitive.
What time?
Naked Gun. My favorite fugitive movie.
The only one I know is Shawshank. I don't know any fugitive movies.
And he's only a fugitive in that for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's a really, really short.
When they come out with the Brittany Griner story, I'll probably watch that.
Wow, yeah.
How I
Because
escaped
you're not
the
a
Russian
fugitive
prison.
until you're on the loose, right?
Correct, yeah.
what is it? The Getaway with Charlie Sheen. You remember that one?
No.
The Getaway. Oh, God. And Christy Swanson?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was The Chase.
The Chase.
The
that's
Getaway
what-
was Alec Baldwin. It was a remake. It was Alec
Okay.
Baldwin and Kim Basinger.
The Chase was a good one.
Does Midnight Run count?
Yeah, I think it does.
I love Midnight Run.
Midnight Run's a great
De
one.
Niro and Grodin.
Yeah. I love Charles Grodin.
About Thelma and Louise.
What about A Perfect World with Kevin Costner?
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, I
That's a
You
good one.
love.
okay, Butch?
Natural Born
Oh,
You're
Killers.
not really
Butch.
bad, are you, Butch?
You're not
No.
bad, are you,
that
Butch?
movie.
Then he dies against the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler. Sorry for people who haven't
Whoa,
seen that movie.
whoa, whoa.
I think that came out the same year as Little Rascals.
It's so good.
All right, I got to take a break here. It was good.
It was so good.
What about First Blood? Doy.
Oh, yeah.
Nadoy.
No,
It's First Blood. I got a break here. Hey, if you want to send a text, 35192 to do that. AlanCoxShow.com is where you can watch live, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere you